Hello, it's Adam here again, and I'm going to talk to you today about the advantage, the edge the content network has over the search network. Okay, and it's this edge that will give you 1,000% return on your investment compared to the search network. Alright, and what it's called is people buy things on emotion, and they will justify it later by logic. How many times have we gone to the store and we get everything to check out. We search the store, right? We go to one of those large stores. Maybe we go to like a Sam's Club, or we go to Target, or who knows, wherever you choose to shop. And you go in there searching for things. However, when you go to check out, they have all the smaller item things, all these small things when you're walking out. Maybe they're sale items or whatever. And you say, oh, I'll get that, even though you didn't walk in to grab it. Because you're buying on emotion. You were caught in the moment. You go, you grab a pack of gum, you grab a magazine, whatever it is, you're buying on emotion. And after you walk out the door and you go home, you're like, oh, well, I felt like I'd want to watch this movie. Or, I felt like getting a pack of gum, and oh, I saw an article, the cover of the magazine caught me, and I'll read it later. You're justifying it by logic, even though you didn't go into the store to buy it. And that's the same thing that happens here with Google's content network. Okay, now say someone were to come here and they are deliberately thinking of what they're going to search for. So let's say someone comes here and they are like, alright, I'm going to look for airline tickets. Okay, they come here, they do a search. Now what do they get? Well, now they're bombarded with options. Alright, they have all these ads here: Expedia, Booking Buddy, low fares. Okay, down over here. Now where do they go? There's all this competition. Okay, even though they were directly looking to do this, they're still left with too many unanswered questions of who to shop for and where to go and who's going to give you the best price. Now, think if you caught that same person in their mind, they were like, you know what? I got to get those tickets. I better go. I want to get some. I want to travel to Hawaii this weekend, or whatever it is, wherever you decide to go. And they're thinking, man, it would be nice to go on a trip this weekend. And they go to CNN.com and they're just browsing. Okay, they're reading news or whatever it is that you choose to do. And they come down here and they're like, oh, airline tickets $49, airfare specials up to 80% off, discounts from all major airlines. Hey, I've been thinking about going on a trip with my wife, getting out for the weekend, taking her on a romantic trip, whatever it is you guys decide to do. All right, so you click on it and you're like, you come to the site. And they've already intrigued you because the initial ad told you, it said $49 up to 80% off discount tickets, and you're already thinking, wow, that's awesome. So now you're buying on emotion. It caught you into the time, the right moment, and you're here. And now what happens? You start to browse a site. You're searching for when you're going to travel, prices, and before you know it, you've booked your trip. You're already there. you've paid for it, and why? You bought on emotion. Now that's what happens is later on you'll have purchased these tickets to go on your trip, and what happens? You've done it. It's completed, and then you go and you have a conversation with your wife, and you're like, oh, well, I saw a great deal, so I decided to buy it. It was on emotion, and then you start convincing her why you guys should go, and then instead of you guys both sitting down and looking for airline tickets, like in this example, sitting here, you go, honey, let's look for some tickets, and then you go through here. You bought on emotion, and you justify by logic because you saw the ad. Okay, and that's exactly how the content network works. People buy on emotion, and they justify by logic. And that's an important thing because when you catch people on emotion, they're completely involved. Their emotions are involved. They're constantly convincing themselves of why they should purchase this item or go to this offer or do what you're telling them to do. Then rather when it's premeditated and they come down and they've really thought about it and they're looking and they're searching, and now they have all these options and they don't know who to compare to and things of that nature. So that is the power of the content network, is buying on emotion. And that's what gives the content network an edge, is when you're advertising on Google's partner sites with the content network. People come to these sites, you have their trust already because you're on a site that they trust, and you come over here, they click on your ad, your ad stands out, they buy on emotion, and then later on they're having that conversation with their wife about, or husband, hey, I decided to get these tickets, it's a great deal, hey, it's a good time, we should go, oh yeah honey, sounds great, I'm glad we got those. We were talking about that the other night, that type of thing. I'm sure we've all had that type of conversation. So that's a very powerful message, and I wanted to share that with you. Keep that in the back of your mind when you're writing your ads. People are buying on emotion, so you gotta aim towards that emotion. Get their emotions and feelings involved in your ad, and you'll increase your conversions 1,000-fold.